In June of 2000, Microsoft acquired Bungie Studios. Bungie was tasked with creating Halo, a first-person shooter for Microsoft's new console, the Xbox. One of the core elements of the Xbox's design was 4-player co-op and split screen.
What you're seeing on the front, the eject, the on-off button, and 4 game ports. That was one of the big pieces of feedback, was people didn't want to be limited to 2. These games where lots of people can participate, we wanted to make it easy to have 4 people.
But due to time constraints, Xbox Live would not launch alongside the console. Online multiplayer would be cut from Halo Combat Evolved, and so would Split Screen. Or so the developers thought.
And I about lost my mind. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? They said, yeah, we got to cut multiplayer because we just, there isn't time and resources to put it in the game.
Within the last 24 hours before going gold, the final touches to Halo's multiplayer, including all of its sound effects, were put together by the lead designer, Hardy LaBelle, preventing split-screen co-op and LAN parties from being cut at the last possible minute. The game was immensely popular upon its release, becoming the killer app for the Xbox and one of the major selling points of the console. Microsoft charged into the gaming market, pulling no punches, and would soon be the top competitor to both Sony and Nintendo. Microsoft and the Halo franchise would continue to break several world records in sales and profit, with the releases of Halo 2 and Halo 3. For 14 consecutive years, split-screen co-op and LAN functionality were 2 of the most important core elements that contributed to Halo's wild success. But then, the unthinkable happened.
The next game in the Halo series, a series known for its split-screen multiplayer, will not have any split screen.
Halo 5, Guardians, which is coming out October 27th, was supposed to have split-screen support for its campaign and multiplayer modes. And now it's not going to, and fans of the series are, at best, pissed off.
There is no split-screen multiplayer at all!
Why is this the first major Halo game to not have split-screen co-op?
To make matters even worse, you can't co-op split-screen, like multiplayer, at all. And I'm not even joking.
And you know what they told me? They said specifically, I can't even play with my son. Yeah. And I told my dog, I believe them. I'm like, you can't play with your son, that sucks.
Want to know how you kill a franchise? You take its key features and aspects that differentiate it, and you throw it out the fucking window.
So when you buy a Borderlands game, you don't even have to ask if there's going to be co-op or split-screen co-op. You just assume that it will be there. This is why split-screen co-op being removed from Halo is such a bad and negatively impactful decision.
The f*** gonna take out split-screen from Halo!
I wish there was split screen. I really did. I really wish there was split screen, because this is a feature I don't want to see die.
With this latest announcement from Halo 5, I can't help but think that the split screen is pretty much dead.
If you thought split-screen multiplayer was dying, 343 Industries might have just hammered the final nail in the couch co-op coffin.
The reactions of both Halo and Xbox fans was massive.
With people's busy lives, it's just not as easy to get everybody in the same physical place. What verbal diarrhea just came out of your mouth? Are you f***ing serious?
But Halo has been one of the last bastions of split-screen gameplay, and that's a huge part of its appeal to a lot of people.
It's not like co-op isn't a huge staple of the Halo franchise that people love and look forward to in every iteration.
Co-op is synonymous with Halo, it really is.
Entrenched features that are synonymous with a game's identity are important beyond that because they become tethered to a player's expectations.
Every fucking Halo game has had split-screen co-op in it, whether it be campaign, whether it be multiplayer.
Doesn't playing Halo together sound better than playing Halo together through a small cheap headset? Well, of course it does. Split screen is fucking awesome. It allows the people who could never experience the game to get that chance.
But with Halo 5, this game had maintained that it would have split-screen multiplayer and campaign for over a year. For nearly 2 years, actually, since its announcement.
I honestly think that 343 just started releasing information about the game way too early and started selling pre-orders so early that now they're realizing that they can't do a lot of things that people would want them to do, so now they're kind of panicking and just making the community much more upset than it should be.
I had faith for 343. I thought they were the new Bungie, but they're not. They've lied to us.
One of the core tenets of the Halo franchise now completely ripped out with no warning, gone, removed, in a blatant effort to force you to buy 2 copies of the game and a second Xbox One.
We've had 30 frames for this whole time, and now we're just gonna be unusual to it? Of course not. It's just them trying to get more people to buy online play. Microsoft obviously made the order.
Do you not see how good Halo 4 and Halo 2 and Halo Combat Evolved looked on this? On Xbox One in 1080p 60 FPS? So clearly it's capable of having split screen co-op.
I think it's safe to assume that very few people would have said, well, you know, I've waited for this game all this time, or I'm a really big fan of Halo, but the graphics have been slightly hindered by the inclusion of split screen co-op, so I'm not gonna buy this long-awaited game.
Did you all have enough power to work with on the Xbox One? Was it not powerful enough? What happened to this power of the cloud thing?
The management and some of the decision making that goes on is absolutely destructive and mind-blowing.
343, you know what I got for you? Oh, I'm sorry.
I got a question for you over there at you fucking folks at 343 Industries. What the fuck are you doing? Honestly, what the fuck are you doing?
So, removing split screen, LAN parties, and word-of-mouth sales was probably the stupidest thing you've ever done as a business.
There's no more excuses made up for any of these fucking companies anymore.
Microsoft and 343 Studios said, fuck your friend, give me money!
Let's just keep it honest. I'm not jaded. I'm telling you the truth. This is where we started. Let's settle that. Most of us pro to casual players have started through an offline, smooth introduction to this game.
What would have happened if split screen didn't exist? What if when we were deciding what to play that day, my friend said, it'd be cool if we could play Halo, but it doesn't have split screen, so let's pick another game.
Look at how hard! Look at how hard it was for other Joe to come over. He's not here! What? How are you here?
What if you went to a buddy's house and he has a piece of cake? You come up and say, hey, I'd like to try some of that cake. Let's share a piece. And he says, sure, all you gotta do is drive back home and I'll mail you some. Which is dumb because it's sitting right there. You could share it right now. Enjoy it together. Why would you go home?
You wanna play?
Go home.
Too bad!
I don't have an Xbox.
Get out of my house!
I really wanted it to feel like a party game with shooter mechanics, because I knew that if we put that out there and people could sit down on the couch and play together, or they could connect their Xboxes together across a, like a subnet on a LAN, that it would just create this incredibly powerful viral effect of people kind of enjoying the game. And I love that. I mean, that bringing people together to share that play experience is at the core of the party game that I really wanted to build.
But recently, in a video with Bonnie Ross, the head of 343 Industries, she laments the missteps the company has had in their pursuit of creating awesome Halo video games. In this video came the news that millions of fans had been anxiously waiting for.
A lot of learnings from that, and I would say for any FPS going out forward, we will always have split screen in going forward, but painful learnings.
With the confirmation that split screen and couch co-op would always return in future Halo FPS games, there was only one thing left for me to do in this video.